What's going on, YouTube world and YouTube tribe? Welcome. I ain't forget. Just had a crazy weekend, but here I am giving you, you know what this means, a review of Friday Night Smackdown. Just want to say thank you to everyone who's tuning in to watch it. Thank you, love you, and appreciate you for tuning in, for being a subscriber, or as I like to call you guys, tribe members. As you can see, I got this Naruto shirt on, but is still wrestling review. So let's get into it without further ado. Let's see. They started off SmackDown with a 6-person tag match. Bianca Belair came out first, and it looked like she was getting ready to introduce the Street Profits, and then she ended up getting interrupted by the Dirty Dogs, or the Top Dogs, as Michael Cole like to call them, Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode. And they was taunting Bianca Belair by saying, if you wanna if you're gonna start this show off right, we're gonna do it with the Dirty Dogs, the tag team champions. And they was antagonizing Bianca, but then they would get interrupted by the Street Profits themselves, who would come out, and then the Street Profits like, did you just interrupt the SmackDown Women's Champion, the main event of WrestleMania herself? And then they got into a verbal back and forth, but then the Street Profits was interrupted by Bayley. Bayley, who as she was coming down to the ring, she told Montez Ford and Dawkins that she don't care who Bianca is and who they are and stuff like that. She will interrupt them. She got in the ring, grabbed the microphone, and instead of cutting a promo like the other people were, she just started laughing. She laughed at Bianca, and then she turned around and laughed at the Street Profits until when she turned back to Bianca again, Bianca hit her with a good right, I want to say. And, Bayley was like, okay. And she's like, okay, that was a good right. And then she dropped her, and they began to brawl. The Street Profits and Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode began to brawl. And then, I think it was like a commercial break, but then when we come back, they would get things settled and start the 6-person tag match, which was a good opener. It was a good opener. This was a better SmackDown than last week's SmackDown, because last week's SmackDown was filled with promos. This was actually not wild. They still only have I think they only had 4 matches again, I want to say. What was it? Yeah, it was 4 matches again, but they toned down the promos this time. It wasn't like, even though it was still only 4 matches, they didn't allow it to be 5 promos over 4 matches, But yeah, the tag team match was a good back and forth match. I thoroughly enjoyed it. They hit. I think Bianca hit Bayley with the kiss of death, and Robert Roode tried to get the roll up pin on Dawkins by holding the tights, but Bianca would use her hair to whip with Robert Roode in the back to allow Dawkins and Montez Ford to do their thing and get the pinfall victory over Bayley and the Dirty Dogs. We would have a backstage. We had the first backstage promo. Oddly though, like I said, there was no. We didn't get no Adam Pearce or because I can't remember. I am a little late doing this video, but I can't remember if we had Adam Pearce and them or not throughout this episode. But we did get a backstage promo with Nia Jax, and they cut a little video package to show what led up, what was going on, how Natalya and Tamina got victories over them and whatnot, and but it led to this backstage promo where they was in where Nia and Sonya was interviewed about their recent losses in singles competition against Natalya and Tamina, respectfully, and Natalya and not Natalya, but Nia and Sonya was telling the interviewer, that was singles competition. We are a tag team. If you don't know the difference, we're about to go out there and show you the difference between being in singles competition and being in a tag team match. And Nia was like, yeah, I'm tired of all the disrespect. But then she would get attacked by Natalya, a sneak attack by Natalya, and Tamina after she interrupted her saying she tired of disrespect, and they just basically like jumped them and then pushed them like very hard into the wall and stuff like that. And Reginald came and checked on them, and that would lead into the match, which would be the second match of the night, which would be Natalya and Tamina versus Nia Jax and Sonya Blazer, which was a good match in itself. Again, they are hyping up Tamina, and they say that this is the best she ever looked, and I'm glad they are giving Tamina a chance finally to shine in the WWE. I know I've been saying that since they've been giving her this little push. I'm just glad that she's finally getting the push that she deserves. They had a great back and forth match. It was this time it actually was like no distractions. It was a straight up back and forth with Tamina and Natalya pulling out the victory over Sonya Blazer and Nia Jax. And I'm guessing since this is since they find not only did they beat them in tag team, not only did they beat them at tag team and singles competition, I mean to say, but they also just beat them in tag team competition. So now I think at Backlash it will be Tamina and Natalya versus Nia Jax and Sonya Blazer for the women's tag team championships. I think the first match too, the 6-man, was just to hype up. I think they're, from what I'm hearing, it hasn't been made official yet, but I think we already know that it's going to be Bianca Belair versus Bayley at Backlash, but I think it's going to be Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford, the Street Profits, versus the Dirty Dogs at Backlash 2 for the SmackDown Tag Team Championship. We would get a promo. We would get a promo from Aleister Black. This time, this time he was talking. I think he was saying something about it was. I forgot what his promo was last week, but this week it was about reality. And that the reality is, people live in this fake reality. Like he almost was talking like the Matrix. Like he was like, you are blinded by your success and your adorations. He was talking like and the example he used like back when he was in high school. He said he was the weird, awkward kid while everybody was blinded and living in the fake world. Their adulations, their scholarships, what college they're going to go to, all this and that, and all this success. He said, but that wasn't the real world. That wasn't reality. And he said the father came and basically told him what the reality really was, and that what the people was living in was the fake reality. And that he said, I could give you, he ended his promo with saying, I could give you the keys. I could show you the way to the real reality. He said, but I won't. Then we will see Commander Aziz and Apollo Crews planning out their strategies, which would lead into, and then before that, I was about to say which lead into the match, but before that, Big E would have an interview, backstage promo about his recent shortcomings of to Apollo Crews at WrestleMania, and he stopped the interviewer. He was like, everybody's been asking me what I'm going to do differently, what I want to do this since I lost to Apollo Crews at WrestleMania. And he cut an impassioned speech about the energy he feels, how he's going to get back his Intercontinental Championship, and that he feels the positivity in the air, that he feels that he's going to go out there and do what he needs to do to get. He's not going to do anything different but what he's been doing, and that he's going to get his baby back. And he even asked the interview, "Now you got to feel that." And then that it'll go into the match, which was a decent match. Oddly, Commander Aziz didn't get involved too. He didn't get involved too much at all. Like the time when he did get involved, which I'll get into in a minute, but he only got involved one time, and that was the one in crucial time. But Big E and Apollo Crews did have a decent match. You know, despite the fact, like I said, Commander Aziz was out there, they put on a decent show. At times I forgot he was out in the ring because I was enjoying the match that much, to where I was like, okay, Big E might have this, or Apollo Crews might have it. And at the end, it came down to Big E. Big E had reversed Apollo Crews' angle slam into the big ending, and he had the match won with the 1, 2, 3, but Big E was a little too close to the ring ropes, so Commander Aziz grabbed Big E out the ring. I think he threw Big E into like the steel steps or something, which caused the disqualification, and the disqualification, and caused which gave the win to Big E. But because it was disqualification, the title can't change hands. So Apollo Crews is still your Intercontinental Champion. But what matters is the brawl that happened afterwards with Big E, where Big E taking a beating from Commander Aziz, only for Kevin Owens to come out and try to beat up on Commander Aziz and Apollo Crews, only for Commander Aziz to take out Big E temporarily and start beating up on. I think he beat up on Kevin Owens. Then he was getting ready to, and then Big E tried to get back in the ring, but Commander Aziz headbutted him, and then Sami Zayn will come out of nowhere and hit the Haluna kick on Kevin Owens, and then he would hold the Intercontinental Championship like he was, like he wanted his title back. Like he was just like, my baby. This is my baby. I want my Intercontinental Championship. That's basically how he was foaming over the Intercontinental Championship. And then Apollo Crews, he's over there barking orders to the Commander Aziz. He's like, yeah, get rid of that trash. Get rid of that trash. Get out of my ring. And then they started celebrating, both the downfall of both Kevin Owens and Big E, to them acknowledge that Sami is holding the title like he think it's his. And then Sami's like, oh, you know what? No, peace. All love and peace. Here you go. It's all cool. It's all cool. For now, it's all cool. Look, he's trying to stop Commander Aziz. He don't want Commander Aziz to attack him. Apollo Crews is like, give me my title. Give it to me now. And then he eventually gave it to him. And he raised Apollo Crews' hand and was like, look, see, it's all cool. It's all cool. All cool. He's like, yeah. Apollo like, yeah, all cool. And then he raises Commander Aziz's hands, and Commander Aziz is like, okay, the Nigerian nail to Sami Zayn, and I think that's going to set up. If they don't do it like on SmackDown, I think at Backlash it's going to be a triple threat match with It's going to be just like they did before. There's going to be Big E versus Apollo Crews versus Sami Zayn for the Intercontinental Championship. With this time, instead of Sami Zayn being the Intercontinental Champion, is Apollo Crews the Intercontinental Champion, with Big E probably going to end up pinning one of them to get the title back. I don't know. We'll see how that one goes. We will get a backstage promo by Paul Heyman, and believe it or not, it really wasn't that much. In between, I forgot to mention that in between all these matches, they kept showing these prediction videos. Everybody giving their prediction on what's going to happen in the match with Roman Reigns versus Daniel Bryan. The one that I will mention is is Seth Rollins. He had one after Daniel Bryan said that when he beat Roman Reigns for the title, the title defense first person he's going to defend the title against is not Roman, because Roman get to make up his own rules. He's going to defend against a person who's deserved a title shot, has been waiting far too long for one, Cesaro. And then Seth Rollins said that his prediction was that Daniel Bryan was going to win in the upset of the century, and that Cesaro will never get the first crack at the title. He's not going to get past him, because he officially challenged Cesaro to a match next week on SmackDown. He said, "What do you think? What do you feel, Cesaro? Want to take another swing?" And Cesaro responded by saying he believed he said he believed Daniel Bryan's going to win, and that he also says wanted to challenge to a match next week. There was more people like Booker T and other people who gave their. I think Booker T picked Roman Reigns. Kofi picked Roman. I think Xavier picked Daniel Bryan. It was a lot more people who gave their opinions. There will get a backstage promo for Paul Heyman, who basically was running down Daniel Bryan's accolades and how everything was a yes every time you asked. When you said, did Daniel Bryan do this, did Daniel Bryan do that, it was a yes, 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 until he got down to saying, will Daniel Bryan beat Roman Reigns and become head of the table and become the Universal Champion? He went, no. Then he looked at the camera and went, no. And then out comes Daniel Bryan for the match. Daniel Bryan. The reason why I'm starting off with the entrance, because Roman Reigns got a new entrance, everybody. And I want to let you know right now, it kind of sucked. Not all the way sucked, but it kind of sucked. It was like a generic. It was just a generic music, but it kind of fit him at the same time. It kind of didn't. But I just want to just let that know that it kind of sucked. But yeah, Roman. We've been hearing that Roman Reigns was going to get a new intro music, but I was hoping it would be a lot better than what we got. But he came out to the ring in style and fashion. No Jey Uso by his side. So and for the first time, I think since he became champion, he had a straight up one-on-one good match with Daniel Bryan. They both went back and forth. I mean, this match was the match of the night. They went back and forth. They hit each other. Daniel Bryan got speared. Roman Reigns got the running knee. There was submission holds, arm works, you name it. Daniel Bryan was doing everything he could to defeat Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns did everything he could to defeat Daniel Bryan. But in the end, it will be, even with a hurt arm, Roman Reigns would switch arms to his good arm to put Daniel Bryan in the guillotine for the second or third time. Yeah, the second or third time. And this time it worked. Daniel Bryan never tapped out, but he passed out, and Roman Reigns was the winner of the match. And as per the rules, since Daniel Bryan is the loser of the match, he is barred from SmackDown. He is no longer part of the SmackDown roster. With his looming contract expiring, I don't know if that means he's going to if he's going to Raw, or he's just going to be like, this is just it. This was his final match. Who knows? We'll see in the future. But yeah, Daniel Bryan did lose. Roman Reigns then would proceed to try to being upset that Daniel Bryan took him to the limit and almost beat him. He tried to put Daniel Bryan in a position for the concerto. He tried to give Daniel Bryan the concerto, but Cesaro will come out and beat up on Roman Reigns, pull Daniel Bryan off the chairs, and he took it to Cesaro. Cesaro took it to him too, but then Jey Uso would get involved, super kick him, and they would tie him up into the ropes and force him to watch Daniel Bryan gets the chair told anyway about Roman Reigns, taunting him and Daniel Bryan with the show ending with Cesaro screaming for Daniel Bryan. If I were to give this show anything, I would give it a solid. I'd give it a solid 8 big ups, just because it started off just a little bit hokey, just a little bit weak, but it ended on a great note. That last match was a solid match. It ended on a great note, so I gave it a solid 8. It was a nice, decent balance of promos and stuff. Did they try to hide it with all the predictions and stuff? Yes, but it you know what? I didn't mind the predictions. I just didn't want the show to be about promos and less fights. The predictions was okay. You know, they could have did. The reason why I gave it an 8 too, because they could have had a little bit more matches in there. But for overall, it was a great show, way better than last week. So, but that's all I got. That's it. Sorry for the late video. I promise you, I will give you your video on time the next time. Forgive me. But you hit this button right here. You see how to switch hands? Hit this button right here for all of my WWE reviews. And if you're not subscribed to the channel and want to support the channel, and hit that like button and hit this button right here. That's the subscribe button. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, subscribe. And those who are subscribed, just keep watching my videos, like it, and share it with your mom and daddy, share it with anybody that will enjoy this, because we need to get the name out to help the algorithm. Or could hear one of these amazing videos with more amazing content. Chief is out, but to turn this off, as I have to do, you're gonna have to hear my voice one last time saying, peace out.